Greetings, my dear beloved children. Since you have already learned a lot about the way of life of the astral inhabitants, I would like to tell you more about another of its peculiarities that concerns all sublevels and levels of the astral. I'm going to tell you about the ability of astral beings to put on real life shows. Do not be surprised, dear ones. As long as the inhabitants of the astral world are your reflection, they cannot resist the temptation to be entertained by any kind of acting. As a rule, the lost soul particles of the actors, producers, musicians, writers and script writers of the past, in short, the representatives of the creative professions, give themselves up to it. And so it goes. As I have mentioned in all my messages, to reinforce their messages, the astral beings take the names that are familiar and dear to you, those of the higher powers of the universe. As they have noticed that some people have recently opened not only their Astral World audio channel, but also a visual channel, they have decided to make their words even more convincing with living images. How do they create them? First of all, they use the human consciousness for this. For example, if an astral being takes the name of Jesus Christ, it inserts his well-known image into the consciousness of the broadcaster telepathically, and the latter has a very nice image of Jesus. It is certainly a hologram, but combined with the information given to it, it looks quite imposing and valid. In this way, the astral beings ensure that they are not divulged, and the person channeling the message has no doubts that they have spoken to Jesus. The astral beings of the higher layers, mainly those of the lower sub-level of the higher level, have a much larger pool of tools at their disposal for such performances. They are able to create the necessary scenery through the power of thought, of which they make extensive use. As the subject of ascension is the most popular in the esoteric world, they put on complete shows about life in the fifth dimension. Many human beings fall into their trap during their meditations. Some of the astral beings have become so brilliant that they are able to incarnate as humans, saints, angels, archangels, giving long shows to unsuspecting people. So, dear ones, how can you identify these imposters in the flesh? This is where your chakra balance can help you again. Whenever you see a figure before your inner eye, feel the chakra on which it vibrates. Astral beings often come to you as the higher powers of the universe, giving you a sense of reverence. But that is exactly what they are aiming at. Do not believe your eyes and ears, dear ones, for these are the senses of the third dimension. When interacting with the subtle world, you must use your subtle senses, which are the only ones that can accurately estimate who you are interacting with. The higher power will vibrate at your 6th and 7th chakras. Anything below that is typical of astral beings. We will stop here for today. The Absolute Father, who loves you beyond measure, has spoken to you. This message was channeled by Marta, and it was read for you by Adriana.